from the Lady in Black, nestled off of Interstate 95 and I-20 in Darlington, South Carolina. Outside of Timminsville, it's the Darlington Raceway. Getting ready for 200 miles, 140 laps on this Thursday night late style. This is the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series on LSR TV, your home of sim racing. I'm Wesley Outland. Joining the booth is Greg Rance. Greg, the trucks, Darlington. What more could you ask for? We're gonna be in for a good show tonight.
Would you be spending a Thursday night any other way, Wesley? The trucks at the track too tough to tame. And what a race we saw here on Monday with these guys in the Cup cars. Wesley, that was a race of truly who could charm the Lady in Black the best. And it turned out to be B.J. Tidrick by capitalizing on probably, I would say, the most bizarre thing that we've ever seen on the iRacing server. And all I can say is I hope and I don't think that that's going to happen again tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. What a crazy finish we had after almost a 30-minute red flag due to a server issue on iRacing, losing all the West Coast drivers. We had to stop, red flag, weather delay, if you will, to reset. And then when we came back, Tidrick was able to hold off everybody on a late race restart, win that final last 20-lap sprint. But again, props to Jeff Stabnow and Sean Breitzman and everybody on the staff for the Northwestern Racing Series to quickly remedy things and get back going. And they did a phenomenal job. So we're ready for this event tonight. 140 laps, 200 miles of the trucks at Darlington Raceway. This should be a good show here tonight, Greg.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The trucks don't race at Darlington in real life, and they haven't for a long time. So this is something you don't see in real life with the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series. So this is something a little bit different, Wesley, and we're looking forward to seeing how this race goes because this is just so unique. Trucks at Darlington typically don't happen, and we're looking forward to it up here in the tower. 140 laps. I mean, this is going to be awesome. No better way to say it.
It should be an exciting event for sure. We're glad you're along for the ride on LSR TV. Again, 140 laps, the field getting set to go for qualifying here, and then we get ready for this race. And the one thing we're going to notice tonight, Greg, the West family, father, son, not here tonight. They're racing the real deal this evening.
Yeah, they're out racing at Skagit Speedway over in my neck of the woods. Not exactly my neck of the woods, but across the state in Washington State. Dirt track. They've been running on Thursday nights with the whole COVID-19 pandemic thing and the reopen of Washington State's economy and including the local racetracks. They run on Thursday nights with no fans in the stands. So while they're doing that and they're having their fun out there tonight, we're going to have some fun here at Darlington. And I got to say, not having the Wests in the field, that blows the series wide open because, let's be honest, the Truck Series has been the Dan West Jr. show for much of the season. So this is going to open up a lot of doors here.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's definitely been very, very interesting having the West family father-son trio here and what they've done. And they've put on some great races, great shows. They've had their highs, they've had their lows along the way, but for sure, definitely looking forward to this awesome race tonight. It is the final event on LSR TV for this week of broadcasting before we get ready for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And also, in addition to that, Greg, it's also the final weekend of spring. We go into summer on Sunday as well for Father's Day.
Still feels like it was just winter. I think that's because we've been stuck in the house for pretty much all of spring as this thing winds down. But yeah, we are getting close to summer. Summer, I think, officially starts, Sunday is the official start of summer, and we're getting things going up here in the Northwest. Our local tracks are opening this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after, so we're getting things going up here. So summer's right around the corner, and it's time to heat up here. I'm excited for what's coming here, not just in the Northwest as general, but I'm excited for what's coming up here in the next few weeks. We got some interesting facilities coming up on deck for this series in a few weeks.
A lot of great things happening.
Yeah, a lot of great things happening here in this series and on LSR TV in general. Just because it's getting hot out here doesn't mean that the action here on LSR TV is going to slow down. It's going to pick up even more throughout the summer months. So make sure you guys are tuning in on LSR TV for action action just about every night. But Wesley, speaking of action, we're just a couple moments away from qualifying beginning as the drivers' meeting is wrapping up. And looking at the practice times, are you surprised at all to see Jeff Stabnow on top of the charts with the West family gone? Jeff Stabnow is kind of the third amigo at the top of the charts in this series. But how about the second place driver, Kevin Smith, showing a lot of speed in his 00 car or truck this evening, Wesley?
And how about also the story about Jeff Stabnow moving to Fords in all of his racing programs? He's been in a Ford. He's in the Ford F-150. Struggled yesterday in practice during his setup runs. We were kind of chatting with him last night, and he's like, man, I'm happy with where I'm at now. He kind of played possum because I thought he was going to struggle, but he looks really, really good. His qualifying is on track, and we are ready to go here at Darlington.
Qualifying beginning here at Darlington. Dan Lowther on track. And Wesley, I've been talking with Dan Lowther. He's one of my teammates in my other league that we do, our West Coast Smash to Pass. And among other stuff, Dan Lowther is one of my teammates with him. So I've been spending a lot of time talking with him over the last week or so. And he said he was nervous about this race. Wesley, he does not think that his setup was up to par, at least when we checked in yesterday, that he had a good setup under him for this race, with this being open setup as opposed to the Cup Series, which is fixed setups. But Lowther seems to have found a little bit of speed. He's second on the charts right now at a 29.240 in the number 63. Ryan Main's currently on top, but Lowther said he was spending a lot of time behind the wheel here of the trucks at this racetrack this week, trying to find himself a setup that works. So we'll see how it goes here on the second lap for Lowther.
See how things develop.
He goes second at a 29.152. John Ottenbacher in the number 89, the LSR TV Silverado on top of the charts right now, 29.146. Four drivers have taken time thus far. Ottenbacher, Lowther, Ryan Maines, don't believe he got a time on his second lap. And Roy Grande, Taco Bell in the number 18, little bit off the pace on his lap, 29.733, and his second lap is even slower. So not a lot of speed in that number 18 Tundra right now, Wesley.
Yeah, there goes Roy Grande finishing up with his qualifying lap, 29.733, fifth overall. Carl Burke on the racetrack in the number 53, and recently got to just have things perfectly for that Chevrolet Silverado, and I think very soon, I think he's going to win a race on this series, Greg.
He's been knocking on the door a few times, Wesley, and I'm a little bit bummed out seeing this truck. I mean, it's a beautiful truck, but he had such a simple and beautiful paint scheme on Monday, going with the throwback theme on his Cup car. I was wondering if he was going to do the same thing here tonight in the truck, but I gotta say, that is one of the sleeker looking trucks that we've seen. It's just a lot different than what we saw out of him on Monday night in the Cup Series.
Ottenbacher, Lowther. How about Lowther? Dan Lowther coming off of a disappointing finish at Darlington, and now William Fletcher will go to the top of the board in qualifying. There's the man that we're talking about in the Texaco Haviland colors.
On a
exiting on four.
Texaco Haviland, number 28 on the Ford. That's about as dialed in as you can get as far as Ford goes. The famous Robert Yates Racing, number 28. That's actually the paint scheme that I run on the old Chevy Silverados, the old 2008 ones. We run them in Smash to Pass once in a while. That's the paint scheme I carry on it, but William Fletcher just carried it to the top of the charts at 29.096. Good run so far for Fletcher. He's on top right now. The only driver to go at 29.0 thus far.
But we are under qualifying here. This is the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. Fletcher now at the top of the board. Let's see.
One very fast truck on track right now. Wesley, Sean Brightsman, the number 47, the LSR TV Tundra. Always a threat anywhere he goes. And unfortunately, he was one of those drivers that was affected by that problem we had on Monday with the West Coast server. But he was having problems all night, so hopefully he got whatever was haunting him fixed as he begins his second lap, as I don't believe he got a time on his first lap. He may have caught the wall and got himself a Darlington stripe early.
And we'll see how he ends up here on the board. as we are underway with qualifying. The best lap put down with the starting lineup for this event tonight.
Brightsman goes 5th at a 29.192. And Wesley, that's kind of common for Brightsman to qualify around mid-pack, but you know he's going to put himself in position near the end of the race.
Thank you for those that are watching on Facebook as well as on our YouTube channel. Qualifying is currently underway for the Darlington 200 as the field will be set for 200 miles, 140 laps. There's the Jegs entry. I got to give some shout out to Jegs because it was announced yesterday for the people I work with at Speed 51, Greg Rance, that we have signed Jegs as being our Summer Thunder sponsor for all of our broadcasts in June and July for the summer.
That is awesome news. Gotta love what Jegs has done for the sport of auto racing, especially short track racing, and that's just another leg up on everybody. That is so awesome to have backing like that. Thank you, Jegs, for stepping up for that one. We'll see if Kevin Smith can step up. How about that? Top of the board, 29.072 for Kevin Smith. Top of the board right now. And Wesley, your truck that you were really liking last week, the Atlanta Braves truck, Dennis Moore, is sitting 3rd right now, 29.6.
Yeah, looking good. Back again, Smith at the top of the board. Fletcher. Right now, your front row as it stands right now. Bacher and Lowther, they've really impressed me too. And we've got about 7 minutes of qualifying left here before our field is set.
About 12 trucks have taken time so far, led by Kevin Smith, the 00. And when I was talking with Dano before the race last night while we were playing around with some different stuff, trying out some different things, he said he had his eye on the 00 of Kevin Smith, who's sitting on top of the charts right now. He was trying to follow and base off what he was doing setup wise and line wise. So a lot of drivers pointing to the 00 as a guy you're going to have to watch today. He was 2nd in practice, Wesley, and top of the charts right now, but the guy who was fastest in practice, Jeff Stabnow, is on track right now in his brand new Ford F-150 coming around to start lap number 1. He is officially on the clock. The number 24 was fastest in practice. Let's see what he's got in qualifying.
Kevin Smith and Fletcher, row 1 unofficially right now with Moore. Bacher, Lowther, Maines struggled in his truck yesterday. Was he playing possum in mind games with me and producer Cody Wooten for tonight's race? We'll see where he ends up in that Waltz Beard Co. number 24. Down the front straightaway. Will he bump Smith for the pole?
Yes.
He will! Stabnow, the P1.
28.944, the only driver into the 28s, and that matches up his stat in qualifying for practice. He was the only driver to go with 28. That number 24 is bad fast tonight. Let's see if he can pick it up here on lap number 2.
What a turn for Stabnow. He's got another lap to improve on it, but right now he's in the number 1 spot. Smith was at a 29.072 to the line. Will it be quicker?
Yes, 28.868. 0.2 faster than the field right now in that number 24. That, Wesley, is a scary thought.
What a turn. Especially after all of those mind games he played with us saying he was going to struggle with the truck. That's what he told us, Greg. He said he's going to struggle all night long, and he's put it on the pole.
You know, that's not the first time he's done this. I can remember a cup race at the Roval where he said he was going to struggle, and he wound up leading dang near every lap for the win. So Stabnow playing coy, I would say.
Mind games for sure. He goes to the top board. Number 44 on the racetrack now.
He had some damage on the right front, Wesley. He caught the wall hard, so Tyler King not the start he wanted as he gets a big old Darlington stripe to start his day off. Good news is that it is a fresh truck for the race, and look at this. Session has advanced, Wesley. We're gridding. We're getting set to start.
Qualifying has concluded. We only had a attempt of only 14 trucks take time. And with that being said, here's your Northwest Racing Truck Series starting lineup for tonight's event. Here at Darlington, row number 1, Jeff Stabnow, 28.868 seconds. He's on the pole. To the outside, Kevin Smith in 00. Row number 2, William Fletcher in the Texaco Haviland, 28. To his outside, the 34 of Dennis Moore, row 2.
John Ottenbacher will roll off in P number 5 with Dan Lowther to his outside. A couple of green trucks right there. Ryan Maines and Sean Breitzman round out the 4th row, with Chris White and Stephen O'Hare rounding out the top 10 Wesley.
Moving on to row number 6, it's going to be Stephen Paulinson in the 58 car, and his inside Carl Burke. He'll start 12th in the 53. Row number 12. Row number 6, I'm sorry. We mentioned him. Row number 7 is Roy Grande and Corey Walters. Then you have those drivers along with Tyler King taking time on qualifying. Nobody else qualified, including Ray Foreigner, Scott Hutchinson, and Tom Green. They're in the 26, 91, and 77. And how about the rest of the lineup there, Greg?
Frank Harris and Dan Stussy will round out our 20 trucks that start the day off. Eric Cheney came out, put a few practice laps down, but has put the number 71 on the hauler. Will not compete in this race tonight, as he is most likely moving into like a crew chief or a spotter role for Dan Lowther, as he's another one of our teammates there. So he's probably helping out Dano, who is going to roll off in the 6th position. So Eric Cheney, after turning a couple laps, will elect to move into the crew member position for now, as the field is off and running. Jeff Stabnow behind the Ford Mustang pace car. We're going to have 2 laps, and then we're going to turn them loose.
Nothing special about it. Half of them are running.
Jeff Stabnow will start on the pole for this event. Jeff, man, I know you said you struggled in practice, but you're about to bring the field to the green from the pole. How's things looking at Darlington?
Well, they look a lot better from the front, I can tell you that. We'll see how it goes. Didn't really get along the long runs on this truck, so I'm not real sure how it's gonna work out over the long run. Loosen it up here right before the start of the race, just because the track's cooled a little bit. So I expect to be a little bit loose to start, and then hopefully it kind of comes in.
All right, we'll let you get ready to go to business. That's Jeff Stabnow in the Waltz Beard Co. number 24. He will be the man on the pole. And Greg, again, he said he made an adjustment before the race started. It looks like it's paid off so far in practice and qualifying.
Yeah, looks good on the short run for sure. We'll see how it is long run. As Wesley, the pace car is off, Jeff Stabnow is going to lead him to green as they come off turn number 4. Who's going to dance with the lady in black in 140 laps? We're about to find out. Wesley, they're coming to a green.
200 miles, 140 laps at Darlington. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a race. Green flag in the air from virtual Darlington. And on the jump, it's Stabnow bringing him to the green in turn 1.
Stabnow with a good run into turn number 1 and 2. William Fletcher has gotten around Kevin Smith as well. So move Fletcher up into the 2nd spot. The field kind of fanning out behind them. Top 6 breakaway with Moore, Ottenbacher, and Lowther rounding out that 6-truck breakaway before you find the first side-by-side battle between Maines and Breitzman and give it to Maines that time by.
Early going, lap number 1. Stabnow leading. Opening lap. Stabnow, Fletcher, Smith. There's that battle there, the 13. You see Maines. He's nice and comfortable. We're in the opening laps here. Breitzman looking to the inside in 3.
Breitzman taking a peek in that number 46. Stephen O'Hare watching in the catbird seat right now, kind of just watching it all develop right now. Oh, Breitzman with a good run, as Maines may have got loose there off of turn number 4. And Breitzman had a shot on the outside, couldn't get the spot. And Wesley, we talked about this a little bit on Monday. If a truck in this case spins out onto the apron, ooh, Maines with a big bobble there, but if a truck spins out below that white line you see in the turn, unlike a typical NASCAR race, that is not going to result in a caution here at this track. Why is that?
Well, because it for the most part, the powers that be feels like they're out of harm's way and they could possibly have the opportunity to keep going. So, I mean, I kind of agree with it, but then again, I kind of don't. I mean, if you have an incident like we saw on Monday night where we had 3 cars at the bottom of the apron and they're crashed, I think you should throw a yellow. But if it's a single truck accident or a single car accident, then yes, I would say keep it green. But you really underestimate how much room you have around Darlington.
Yeah, we actually saw that on Monday a couple of times come into play, and one of them was your current race leader, Jeff Stabnow, had a big hit to the bottom of turn number 2, right about where he is on the track right now. He hit the inside wall and did a number on his car, and he actually had to take the fast repair as a result, and there was no caution in it because he spun down onto the apron and they said they could continue on. But boy, oh boy, Brightsman and Maines, they are going at it right now off of turn number 4. Brightsman's gotten around Ryan Maines, Stephen O'Hare right there behind him, and this is also allowing Carl Burke to begin to close in the number 53 as Brightsman begins to pull away. So now the battle is going to be between O'Hare and Maines in the 13 and the 41 right now.
Yeah, we're in the early going of this one here. Opening laps at Darlington. And Stabnow has been the man setting the pace. Fletcher and Smith there in second and third. Blimp view from Brightsman, Lowther, Maines, there they are, all down the front straightaway. Another lap on the board here. Back to turn 1 and 2.
And watching up in front, Dan Lowther in the 63 up in front of this battle got a great run on Offenbacher off of turn number 2, and he's going to get all the way to his door, but he got contact. Offenbacher with a big slide. Lowther checks up, and he's going to say, hey, oh, that was my fault, but what a save by John Offenbacher. Unfortunately, he caught the wall, and we're seeing it right now.
One car spinning on the bottom of the apron. Will they throw a caution because he's almost on track, but on the apron, no yellow yet.
That's Kevin Smith, was running third.
The Jags entry. What a tough break there for Smith. And wow, can we see a replay of the contact a moment ago between Offenbacher and Lowther? What a save by both trucks there, Greg Rentz.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I saw the run that Lowther got off of turn number 2, so I was watching it because I had a feeling things were going to get spicy between them in turn number 3, and sure enough, going in, just a little bit of contact as I believe Lowther caught the apron a little bit and slid right up into Offenbacher. And what an incredible save by John Offenbacher. Unfortunately for him, that truck is in big trouble.
Our producers are still trying to find the replay of that. Just about 2 laps to go down the back straightaway. What a great save between Offenbacher and, again, Dan Lowther. Lowther got the short end of that stick where he fell back about 5 spots or more. By the way, if you see the ticker on the upper left of your broadcast, if you see the red, that's positions lost. The green going up the scoring pylon, positions gained. I think that's a new feature that Cody and our staff at LSR TV have put together, something really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome to see the new toys here at LSR TV. I know Cody in the truck has been very excited about these new overlays that he's been putting so much work into, so it's awesome to see him in action right now. As meanwhile, speaking of action, there's more action. Ryan Maines in the number 13 got a really good start as he gained quite a few positions at the start, but he has since began going the wrong way once again as he has now gotten passed by Stephen O'Hare and is now feeling the heat from Carl Burke in the number 53. So something definitely not right with the Armor All Silverado right now, as you see Carl Burke getting a run on the inside through 3 and 4 down the back or the front stretch, the old back stretch here, before he goes into turn number 1 and 2, which is much wider, Wesley, than turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Burke jumps up in that position. So is Maines. They're one in that position. And we're back on the back straightaway. That's for 7th and 8th spot now. Paulison. Paulison had a good finish in the Cup race at Darlington the other night, and now the Jim Beam colors, number 58, selling in there inside the top 10. And Dan Lowther now back in the top 10 as they go on board behind leader. That's Paulison, actually. Paulison in 9th. They're on board with him behind Maines in 3.
Paulison riding around with Ryan Maines. Real quick, one driver dropping out on lap number 3 of the race. And Wesley, this isn't a shame. This was Chris White, who had a lot of speed in that number 83 truck. Started 9th, was up near the top in practice, and he's been so happy. One of the flag bearers for Ford with the F-150. He's out of the race on lap number 3 as we begin lap number 14 now. But man, oh man, Wesley, one of the top contenders week in and week out. Chris White, a former winner in this series at this track, out of the race already, just 3 laps in.
Yeah, and I was on the hunt to try to run him down and grab him for an interview, and unfortunately he has already bailed out. So again, not available. Chris White in the number 83 truck for comment. Sometimes you have your good days and sometimes you have your bad ones, and this is a bad day for the driver. Lap 15 of Chris White. Stabnow leads. Fletcher, Moore, Brightsman, Offenbacher, your top 5. O'Hare, Burke, Baines, Paulison, and Lowther, your top 10 in the early going here at Darlington for the next round of the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, and Cody Wooten on the broadcast production on LSR TV. And the wall goes Maines. Paulison and Lowther have to check up exiting 3.
I was watching the leaders, and Ryan Maines, he is not having a good day. You mentioned it just a moment ago. You have your good days, you have your bad days. And I would say so far Ryan Maines is having himself a bad day, as that truck is just not look happy out there. Hasn't since the start of the race. And now he's under pressure from Paulison. He's got himself a Darlington stripe already. So Ryan Maines, he's just trying to make it around to that first caution and use that fast repair, or the first pit stop, not the first caution.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're exactly right as we continue on with this great battle continuing here. Stabnow leading Fletcher, Moore, Brightsman, Onnebacher, and O'Hare. And then, of course, Burke, Maines, Paulison, and Tyler King. How about the 44? Let's show him real quick as you now look at Grande. There's Tyler King in that Ford number 44 entry. Behind Dan Lowther is him. And struggling in qualifying. He's got a good run right now in the 10th spot, though. Right now sitting in 10th.
Up 5 positions. Remember, he did not qualify. He was trying to qualify, but caught the wall on his lap, and he went out on the track so late that was his only shot to get a lap in. But Wesley, we've talked about this a couple times, as well. Justin, our commentator that joins us on Mondays, we've talked about this guy. Tyler King has really impressed us with his limited starts this season. Came on about halfway into what we would have done so far, maybe 6, 7, 8 races into the season, and he has been very, very impressive so far in the starts that he has made. In the number 44, as he catches the wall right in front of Dan Lowther, who was carrying so much speed in, he barely was able to hang on to it. But great job so far by Tyler King this season. Unfortunately for him, right there, he caught the wall.
Watching the race continue for that spot as we now work on lap 19. 20 laps coming in on this event. Joining us now is the first driver out of the event. Tough break in the 83 for Chris White. Chris, you're going to have to settle for a disappointing 20th finish. What in the world happened in the early going at Darlington tonight?
Yeah, disappointing for sure. Unfortunately, when we were getting the green flag and going into turn 1, I was upshifting, and for some reason the engine blew, and I'm not sure what happened, and came to a stop. I had to tow, and unfortunately I had the fast repair box unchecked, so
oh no,
I was actually stuck. So I would have had to sit there for about 30-something minutes to get that repaired, so we just packed her up.
A tough break there. Greg, you got anything for Chris White? Again, a disappointing, just forgot to hit the new reset box, and that's why his race ended for him.
That just means you're going to come back hot and heavy at Dover next week, right?
Oh, for sure. You know, I typically uncheck that box because I'd hate to burn it on the first pit stop for some little scrape or something like that. And just one of those unfortunate things. I was looking forward to Darlington, but definitely looking forward to Dover. I got wins there, especially on both series, actually. Xfinity series that we ran and the truck series. So looking forward to Dover, no doubt. And I guess we're headed home for the night.
Well, I was going to say, what's your plans for the night? Are you going to kick back and watch the race, or are you going to talk with some of your racing buddies in here? What you doing?
Well, I got the stream going, so I'm going to watch it. I'm going to have it playing in my garage. I'm going to utilize this time to put some more details on my actual race car.
Okay.
That we're getting ready to hit the track Saturday.
Well, trouble! Contact! Tyler King, Grande gets into it. So does several other trucks. The 9, Corey Walters is involved. Big trouble in the first caution out here at Darlington Raceway.
Man, oh man, and things can happen in the blink of an eye here, Wesley.
The replay. Chris, thanks for joining us, buddy. Didn't mean to cut you off, but all King just broke loose.
Oh, man, it's all good. We'll be watching from the sidelines here tonight, and good luck, and we'll see you guys at Dover next week.
That's it. That's Chris White, the driver of the 83, out of the race. And, Greg, we have first caution, and we could possibly see maybe some more cars out. Grande, King, and so many others bouncing off the wall. What a tough break. Pit road's open, by the way, and Stabnow, the leader's coming in.
Yeah, it was contact between King and Grande that triggered that, but we have got the entire field coming down pit road, Wesley, and no surprise after what we saw on Monday night. You knew these guys were going to be wanting tires as soon as possible as they come down pit road for the first round of pit stops. And who do you think, if anyone's going to burn the fast repair, besides the obvious, the ones that were involved in that wreck? Did you see anyone catch the wall bad enough that they may have to use it?
Well, I saw King, Grande took a lot of damage, and the 9 truck of Walters also got caught up in it as well when we were talking to Chris White, and they're all coming into pit road. Right now, it looks like Hutchinson will cycle back around as the leader. When they cycle for this lap of pit stops, Smith up in. There goes Stab now, back off of pit road. And don't forget, Northwest iRacing Cup and Truck Series will be at Dover. Miles the Munster will host the series at Dover International Speedway. Next Monday night, the Cup Series. Next Thursday night, the Trucks, right here on your home of sim racing, LSR TV. Well, pit stops have concluded. Tyler King, who was caught up in that accident, is now the leader. Hutchinson stayed out. He's in second. They might pit now, and if they do, it'll cycle back around to Jeff Stabnow, going back to the point. Caution out after an accident involving Tyler King, Roy Grande, and Corey Walters. Back with more, 24 laps in, 25 now at Darlington on LSR TV's coverage of the Northwest Truck Series presented by Waltz Beard Co. on your home of sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Roy Grande will get the free pass as we welcome you back here to coverage on LSR TV with coverage of the Darlington 200. It is Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Cody Wooten on broadcast production. We just had a taco-flavored wing that crashed to bring out the first yellow here between the Doritos number 9 of Walters and the 18 car of Grande, or truck of Grande. And our producer, Greg, says that he's craving taco-flavored wings now.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually, I gotta say. Buffalo Wild Wings for a while had enchilada wings going on, so maybe that's pretty similar to that.
Did you say enchilada wings? Enchilada?
Yeah, they did.
Got
Maybe
you.
that's
Wow.
Hooters' response to it.
There you go. Well, we're getting ready for the restart now. Let's come back to reality. Stabnow and O'Hara on the front row. My baseball man Moore and Fletcher, the Texaco colors, is row number 2. Then you got Burke and Adenbacher, row number 3. They're going to be side by side like Noah leading the animals to the ark, as my colleague and friend of announcing, Dustin Jarrett, says. Green flag goes back in the air. The restart zone box is Stabnow. They go back to speed and work the restart back to turn 1. Stabnow gets the jump.
Much like on the initial start of the race, Stabnow out to a big lead early, but Stephen O'Hare, how about him? Started 10th all the way up to 2nd already, and that's just been a product of him being able to pounce when someone gets the Darlington stripe like Ottenbacher did right now. Hey, we got an LSR TV drag race going on right now for the 6th position.
We do.
Brightsman and Ottenbacher. That's pretty cool.
Yes, sir. We surely do.
Off of turn number 4, Brightsman's going to clear.
Watching them as they exit off the corner.
He's going to clear Ottenbacher there, and Brightsman has gained now 2 spots from the start of the race, but he's been up a little bit higher. I think he may have lost some ground on pit road, Wesley, so we'll see how the number 46 can slice and dice back through the field. I'm curious about the 13 of Ryan Maines, and did he get any, if at all, damage repaired on that number 13 truck, because you knew he was having a hard time. He got the wall a couple of times, I believe, and it was really showing in his speed. It was just not there on that run, so I'm wondering how much repair that number 13 truck got on that pit stop.
Well, I know one of the bets that was going on was, will we go to this race clean to the finish? And that's not the case. We had our first caution, but I was impressed, though. We went 20-plus laps on a green flag run. That was really, really good.
That was really good, but that's a taco-flavored no right there. As Stabnow comes off turn number 4. Stephen O'Hare, though, not going away. He's actually putting pressure on Stabnow. Pretty even lap times there between the 24 and the 41. O'Hare not letting Stabnow get away like he did on the initial start there.
Another lap on the board here. 31 of 140. Closing in on 100 laps to go. As there you see O'Hare. O'Hare's kind of had an up and down season in the trucks this year. I mean, sometimes he's at the top of the mountain, and other times he struggled and has things happen that's not his fault. As we ride on board with the man that's right now, with an interval of almost half a second, 3/4 of a second behind the leader of Stabnow as they work their way off of turn number 2 to the back straightaway, right into the old Winston Tower. Now, here's the thing. This used to be turn 1 and 2 at Darlington, and 3 and 4 is now 1 and 2. Now it's 3 and 4. Treacher's turn 4 is now turn 2. Yes, they changed it up.
Just one of the many things that change here at Darlington. One thing that hasn't changed, though, is the overall layout of the track. We touched up a little bit on it earlier, Wesley. Turn 1 and 2 is so much wider than 3 and 4, and that's actually the result of a minnow pond right off the property line, correct?
That's right. You're exactly right. And the track is actually an egg-shaped track. The original creator of the racetrack for Darlington made this track a very awkward shape, making it an egg-shaped oval. I don't know how high our blimp can actually go and show you how awkward this track looks from one side to the other. The angle dimensions from one side of the racetrack are different than from turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4. And like I said, I don't know how high our blimp view. Cody Wooten can get our production guys to go up and show you. Maybe on the next caution we maybe do something like that. But as we watch Brightsman and Paulison, one behind the other, Burke is there as well. You can see from a high view, Greg, how unique this racetrack is here. It's egg-shaped.
Yeah, it's so much fun to watch them drive around this track because it's egg-shaped. It's a one-of-a-kind layout, one-of-a-kind racetrack. But not only that, running up near the wall the entire time, that just throws another wrench into it. That's not something you see all the time. You see it at tracks in the real-life circuit that drivers want to run up against the wall for some speed here and there. But you don't really see a track where you are up against the wall the entire way around. Maybe Homestead late in the race, but Darlington from start to finish, you are up against that wall pretty much the whole way, and that's where the famous Darlington stripe comes from. Because you gotta be so close up to the wall. You gotta be on the ragged edge, and if you hit the wall, hey, that's just part of Darlington, baby.
I think you're exactly right on that. As we work another lap of the board, closing in on 100 laps to go here in the Darlington 200. The next round of the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series on LSR TV. Stabnow, O'Hare, Moore, 1, 2, and 3. They are still leading the way. Your top 3, Fletcher, Brightsman, and everybody's playing nice right now, but here comes a change. Fletcher trying to get around Moore as they exit off of turn 4.
A lot of speed out of the number 28. Robert Yates inspired of William Fletcher, but Wesley, a lot of damage on the back of the number 28 as well. He got hit from behind by someone. Not sure where or when that happened, but I just noticed that watching him, the number 28, a lot of damage on the tailgate.
Understanding that we'll try to do a blimp view next time we have a caution. As they get ready to exit off the corner off turn 4. Stabdown's the leader. There's the man in the number 3 truck. Look at that. Look at that awesome view. Showing the relationship of one of the greats in black cars, of Davey, Allison, and Dale Earnhardt. Look at them viewing in there. The only thing I disagree with is the Chevrolet. It's a Ford on the racetrack, driven by the driver, William Fletcher. But, man, that is awesome wrap job right there on that truck. Wow.
Two of the all-time greats, Wesley. That screams early 90s NASCAR right there. Dale Earnhardt and Davey Allison. And it is just such a shame that Davey Allison got taken from us so early, because he was probably on pace to have one of the most successful NASCAR careers we've ever seen. You would have to think if Davey Allison was still alive today, he would also be in the conversation of a 7-time champion, the way his career was shaping up to be.
And we were talking about the 28 truck there a moment ago of William Fletcher currently in 4th, and talking about how close it looks to Davey Allison's truck in his NASCAR days. And I have another motorsports radio show that I do before I came on the air this afternoon for the Race X event, and I was talking about the shades of the All-Star race, and mentioning the 28 truck and the things that happened there between Kyle Petty and all those drivers, with Dale Earnhardt and the one hot night, and then moving the All-Star race to Bristol, and one of those talented men.
Wesley, something happened to second place. Stephen O'Hare has suddenly fallen well outside.
Oh, wow. You know what? I saw that. I saw him slip, and then I wondered if he was going to keep on going, and he missed it. And he has fell back to second. So a problem there. We have 100 laps to go here in the Darlington 200, and we got to keep an eye on Stephen O'Hare as we are still under green. And there's Walters battling Paulison for position on the racetrack, as they had a little incident earlier. This is for the top 10. The Hooters truck is back in the top 10, getting around Paulison.
Trying to make his way back up to the 9th position.
Let's watch and see the pass that Walters had on Paulison to move into 9th. Look at this move here, Greg. Wow, what a phenomenal job he did here.
What a move by the number 9 of Corey Walters, up into the 9th position, matching his truck number right now. So the early accident, throw it out the window, forget about it. Let's go get some wings and let's go dig in, because he is back up to the 9th position, up 5 positions from his starting position of 14th. So good.
We have a caution
early for Corey Walters. Caution out for the 2nd time today.
Second time is out. Caution. We're going to find out here on the replay what's going on. Is it Walters again? Could Walters have crashed?
No, I was watching Walters right there. It wasn't him. Not sure where.
Our producer's got his eyes on that Hooters number 9 truck. I'm wondering if he had some kind of a problem there. We're saying that possibly the 9 truck had a problem here. We'll see. Wow, I don't see anything. Man, we're going to pit road. Pit stops are here. They're saying the caution was on the 9 of Walters, but we're not finding anything here.
Huh, well, you know, lap 44 under caution, pit road, going to be a very busy place here in a moment, with a couple LSRTV guys up front. Jeff Stabnow, the 24, Sean Brightsman, the 46. Wesley, action hot and heavy on pit road.
It's pit road time. Let's see what happens here. Is now Stabnow's in pit box number 1. Pit stall 3 is going to be the rest of the pack, including Fletcher. They're all going to take on right side tires. New rubber on the right side. They're going to rush now to the left side. Tear off on the windshield. Track bar. Track looking good. Trucks looks good on Stabnow. Brightsman pulls away, but not away from Stabnow first. He'll pull off a pit road first. Well, entering first. Brightsman will come out second. And we'll see if they cycle back around with the man Hutchinson coming to the pits this time by. If not, he will be the new leader in truck 91.
Hutchinson staying out to lead a lap. Tried that on the previous pit stop, Wesley, but it didn't work out for him because another truck in front of him tried doing the same thing as well. So he's going to get credit for leading the lap there, and he's going to pull on the pit road this time.
So it'll cycle. It's going to cycle back around to Jeff Stabnow and Sean Brightsman. The way they entered and exited off of pit road will be the way they set up for the restart. Under 100 laps to go, 45 in of 140 in the Darlington 200. Hey, a big race coming up on Race on Texas. It's in Mesquite. It's in October. The Lone Star 600. Here's details about it. Make your plans as a fan or a driver to make your way for that show in the Lone Star State. We'll be back for the restart with the Northwestern Truck Series on LSR TV after this word.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Back here at Darlington Raceway, under 100 laps to go, and we're about to get ready for the restart. But here is the reason why we are under caution. They have called it, Greg, on the 77 of Tom Green. He entered pit road under a green flag run, and then his truck stalled at the bottom of the racetrack. That's why they threw yellow.
That's a tough break for Tom Green, who making his first couple starts here in the Truck Series this year, and definitely not the way you wanted his first truck start at Darlington to go over. As we're getting set for another LSR TV drag race, though, Wesley, because Jeff Stabnow and Sean Brightsman are on the front row. And how many times have we seen these two go to battle here in this series? And remember, it wasn't too long ago, I believe it was possibly Charlotte. These two were duking it out for the win, and things didn't exactly go over smoothly between these two.
That's right. They had a very interesting meeting of the minds at Charlotte for sure. And Dover should be no different next week. That's where the Cup Series will be Monday night. The Truck Series will be next Thursday night. Coverage again of the Northwestern iRacing Series is on LSR TV. 48 of 140, under 100 laps to go. Stabnow and Brightsman ready for Team LSR on LSR to bring us to the restart zone. And we will pause our voices and let you feel the thunder virtual style from Darlington back to green. 51 laps of 140 here at Darlington. Stabnow, Brightsman, Moore, O'Hare, and Burke, the top 5. Burke's got a good run going for him in the 5th position right now.
Very good run for Carl Burke. We've been keeping our eyes on him because you knew he's been doing very strong. He's actually up in the, was in the 3rd position, but lost a couple of spots there, so something may have happened to the 53, but we've been talking about it for a while, about Carl Burke being due for a good run here.
Ready for Stabnow to pull away from the driver of Brightsman. They're 1 and 2. They're part of Team LSR TV teammates. Dennis Moore, the baseball clan there, the Moore brothers. The other Moore's not here tonight.
Yeah, Dean Moore, not here.
Dean Moore, yeah. He's the Capitals guy, I believe. This is the Braves truck.
Yeah. Washington Nationals, this is the Atlanta Braves.
That's right. And hopefully they will get their act together and try to come to some resolvement of a pension salary and play baseball before the year is over.
Sounds like they may have struck a deal.
I think so.
That's why possible 60
that's why I said
season.
How many?
60, 6-0.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well that's better than 186 games. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Stabnow and Brightsman, there they are, 1 and 2 as we talk base man. The old ball game continues with the race here at Darlington. And Stabnow, Brightsman 1 and 2, 1.5 seconds back is that baseball truck of Moore. O'Hare, even though he struggled earlier, he's only 3 seconds back in 4th. And Carl Burke right now 5 seconds back in 5th. Then you got about 6 seconds back for Ottenbacher and Lowther, followed by Fletcher, Maines, and Walters, the top 10. 55 of 140 here at Darlington.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Caution is out. Caution is out. I was just getting ready to say I'm impressed with Dan Lowther with the bounce back, but the caution is out for the 3rd time today.
Yellow flag waves. We'll find out what happened. This is the 3rd caution of the Darlington 200. Who are you? You know that song by the Who? Who was it that brought the caution out there?
Was it our friend that we found on commercial break? Our viewers at home are probably a little bit confused on what I was talking about. Wesley, we found someone on our last commercial break that is just kind of hanging around right now.
On the racetrack, for all things. They wanted the best seat. Now, there it is right there. You just saw it. Before you enter onto pit road, there was a person on the racetrack.
That's why the caution's out right there. Gotta get the.
We gotta get our virtual security team to remove that person immediately who wanted the best seat in the house. They wanted to feel the thunder for real.
I think that tops the one at Richmond where the guy climbed the catch fence. This guy's just like, I'm
well,
going
this is virtual. This is virtual. It's not real, but I mean, there has been races where fans have got on the racetrack. I remember one story was Kyle Petty telling me about the time that there was a guy on the racetrack on the back straightaway. Kyle Petty and Rusty Wallace were racing, and they were at Watkins Glen, New York, and they come off that corner off the chicane and the carousel, and there's a man standing in the middle of the racetrack. So it has been done before. There we go.
Remember when the fan jumped the fence to try to get Matt Kenseth's autograph at Watkins Glen?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
That one still is my favorite. But we're going to go nice and slow here through 3 and 4. We're going to see if security's made it over there to our guy. So if the flagman's Barney, who's this?
He's right there.
Security, the turn 4.
He's right there. And you're going too fast. I think they hit fast mode instead of slow-mo. We're going to take a replay to find the man on the racetrack. And wow, Grundy, there's a wall there. Grundy was about to become a chalupa. And we're going to show you in slow-mo that we are not talking crazy. There he is right there. Stop it. Pause. Freeze. There is a guy on the racetrack. Have you ever, Greg Ritz?
No, I never. Why is it always Darlington that we always say that on the broadcast?
Oh, wow. We thought we had seen it all on Monday night. Oh, wow. You got to have fun doing what you're doing. Otherwise, why the hell are we doing it?
Exactly.
By the way, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. My dad, the best daddy in the world, Billy Outland, coming in off the road truck driving. Hopefully I can spend a couple of days with him this weekend. Depends on what Mother Nature does with the races and weather. But happy Father's Day. You got your dad, Greg, everybody? Father's Day? Those we love, those that have passed?
Gonna try to remember my dad with what we always used to do with ourselves, going to my first race of the year in real life this weekend to try to honor my dad.
There you go. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers of the world. I know that we have like an official holiday for moms and dads, but I think you should celebrate them 365 all the time, for sure.
Wesley, kind of a neat little thing that about Father's Day. I actually live in the town that Father's Day was invented in, Spokane. Father's Day was invented in Spokane, Washington, which is my hometown. So kind of a cool little thing for us this weekend.
Let's see if we can grab a driver and see if they can actually see. Let's grab my buddy Ottenbacher. What do you think? Jeff Ottenbacher, it's Wesley and Greg, LSR TV. You got a copy?
I got you.
John.
Oh. You're cutting out now.
I'm sorry. John, do you realize that there's a person standing in the racetrack off turn 4?
There's what? I didn't hear what you said.
Do you realize that there is a person that's standing on the racetrack in turn 4?
No, I don't.
Y'all aren't seeing it.
Nope.
It is an illusion. It is an illusion. John, you're looking good tonight, though, bud. You're doing really good. You're in the top 10, 6th place.
Yeah, thank you. Car
good run. Yes, sir.
Good.
Get going. Get back at it again. That's Jeff. That's John Ottenbacher. Well, he doesn't see anybody. I guess we see dead people.
Oh, it's a Bruce Willis movie?
It's the Sixth Sense of Darlington. The lights are off on the pace car. And we will get ready to go back to green here. Stab now, Brightsman, row 1. Moorhair, row 2. Burke, Ottenbacher, row 3. We just spoke to John. He's doing good. Dan Lowther, Ryan Maines is right now in 8th. Paulison, Fletcher, row 5. There's your top 10. Harris, Fortier, King, Hutchinson, Grande, Walters, Green, and Smith all on the racetrack. Stuzzi, White, and Cheney are out. We're back to green. They're in the restart zone.
Back to green, LSR TV drag race going on here up front. Brightsman tucks in behind. Stabnow gets a really good run on through 1 and 2 on Stabnow, who's trying to pull away. Dennis Moore, the Atlanta Braves, hanging back there in 3rd. Brightsman with a crossover. Watch for Sean Brightsman to make a move here. No, he falls back in behind Stabnow. Pokes out again. Brightsman breathing down Stabnow's neck, and this is allowing Dennis Moore to close in.
Stabnow off the corner. Brightsman, Moore. There's your top 3. Brightsman looking for a move on the inside of his LSR TV teammate. They might be teammates in the Ford and Toyota, but when it's time to go, when it is time to go, Brightsman, he will put the bumper to Stabnow. He'll fight him for that position. We saw that at Charlotte.
Caution is out.
And we have another yellow flag. Caution out again when Brightsman was about to make a move to the inside for the lead on Stabnow.
I think the guy broke out security and made it back onto the track.
Oh, well. Let's find out what happened. Wow, looks like Maines is in trouble. And he got into Paulison. Paulison inside, bottom of the apron. Caution. And the reason why they threw the yellow is because he was right between the middle of the bottom of the apron and the racing groove, and that's why they threw a caution. If he probably would have been about another 3 feet down on the bottom of the inside retaining wall, there wouldn't have been a yellow flag. And they're coming to the pits again.
That's such a shame, too, for Paulson with having such a good run. But, oh, stab now.
Wow.
Take out, and everybody came down behind him. Well, mixed bag.
Psych! Oh my goodness! You want to talk about a psych job? And our producer says he almost hit the person. Can we?
That, race fans, is why you always stay on the other side of the fence.
Wow, what a psych job! Can we? Now listen, you know there's a commit cone, the yellow line. When you commit there, you have to go to the pits, and he turned. He turned right before there. He psyched them all. Can we show a replay of that? Wow. He psyched them. So a slow motion of that one. Stab now, psychs the field. Burke will go to second. Ottenbacher will now lick his chops. He's going to third. Tom Green's going to get a free pass. He'll go back on the lead lap. He's happy. And here is the psych job onto pit road. Got him, Greg.
Got him.
I think I got a new nickname for this man. It's Psych Stab Now. Jeff Psych Stab Now. Watch this.
Yeah.
Go! You see the cone? He took out the invisible man. But you see the cone there. He turned right before he had to go to the commit cone. That was a great piece of driving, Greg.
That's the ghost of Darlington's past right there. But stab now with the fake out. And it's going to change things up front now because you got Stab now, Burke, Ottenbacher, Lowther, your top four. Brightman was the first truck down pit road. We'll see where he cycles out when it's all said and done. Looks like he's going to be in the 8th position, so the top 7 stayed out for this one.
For those that are watching our broadcast, they do see the invisible man in turn 4. Under caution, 65 of 140. We are 5 laps to halfway. What's your thoughts of the first half of this race here at Darlington 200, Greg?
I got nothing.
That's why they call him the best color man in the business of iRacing, folks. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back for the restart. 75 laps to go here from Darlington and the Darlington 200 with the Northwest Truck Series presented by Waltz Beard Co. on LSR TV. Hey, your home of sim racing. Or spiritually. .57 of 167 of 140 laps here About to come back for the restart here at Darlington Raceway. The LSR TV network presents the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series Waltz Beard Co. program. Wesley Outland here with you along with Greg Ritz. Cody is in our ear and he's running the cameras and he's trying to find the invisible man.
He's escorting people off the property.
He is. Look at all these people practicing social distancing in the turns. I like that.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's practicing
nice social distancing. Did we finally move with that guy that was in the racetrack that's not doing social distancing? No, he's still there. There he is.
That's your social distancing champion 2020.
It looks like he's hanging off the light pole, man. He's just happy to be there. He's hanging around. Green flag.
Ooh. Green flag.
He says Darlington lights up his life. Dab now, Burke, Ottenbacher, along with Grande and Lowther. How about Lowther? Let's get back serious again here. Lowther has climbed back in the top 5.
That ship has sailed. Good run for Lowther in the number 63. Good bounce back after a good run gone bad on Monday night in the Cup Series. Taco Bell behind him, but he's having a good recovery tonight. Roy Grande did not have the start to the race he wanted. It was kind of lights out for the 18 early. Found those taco flavored wings, but unfortunately, whoa! Right,
look out!
Big slide.
Watch out! Contact! Truck spinning, crashing. And we do not have a caution. No caution. No caution. Was that the baseball truck of Dennis Moore? Yep. I think it was.
Yes, it was.
And no caution. I think he wishes he got one. Look at all those spots he lost on the racetrack.
Big old slide there. If it was, see, the thing is, he came down, or Ryan Baines came down in front of him. If he was running the Houston Astros logo, he would have seen that coming before it happened.
Really? You had to go there? Texas
I'm
Rangers?
going there every chance I get. I'm a Dodgers fan. I will go there every chance I get.
Let's see the replay, if we can, of what happened to the number 34 truck of Dennis Moore. He was in the top 5, and now he is marred all the way back to the last truck on the lead lap of Dennis Moore. Free pass truck will be Tom Green if we go back to green. And we have, okay, we got too far ahead, so we're back to it.
34 is a lot of damage.
Oh, we got a replay for you from another angle. This is looking at what happened to Dennis Moore. Oh, wow, Maines is the one that started it. Wow.
Yeah, Maines caught the wall and slid down in front of him.
And nowhere to go for Dennis Moore. And you see the field just going pew, 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 flying by him. There's your replay. That's why Wooten is one of the best replay production guys on the planet of esports. Back to the lead after halfway. It's Stabnow still leading, Greg.
Yeah, great job for Stabnow. A little bit past halfway has led just about every lap thus far. We had a couple drivers stay out to lead laps under caution. Other than that, it's been the Jeff Stabnow show. He's led every green flag lap, but Sean Bryson, the number 46, has something for him if he can get back up there. He's already back up to 4th. He's gained 4 spots. Remember, he's on a couple lap pressure tires, but do you think that tire wear is coming into play right now, or do you think it was so soon after the pit stops that that's not really affecting it right now?
I don't know. We're still in the end. We've still got the second half of this race to go. But I do got a feeling, though, our producer is trying to tell us that he's hungry. He's craving taco-flavored wings. He shows the Hooters truck of Walters and the Taco Bell truck of Roy Grande. Have you noticed that? And don't forget the Miller High Life entry as well of Paulison. That's Jim Beam. My bad. All he needs now is cheesecake, Greg.
Cheesecake. Where's the cheesecake at? We need to find the truck with some cheesecake. We got the LSR TV drag race going on again between Sean Breitzman and John Ottenbacher. This is for the 3rd and final spot on the podium, by the way. Just a little heads up as Breitzman goes around Ottenbacher in the 89. So move the 46 back up to 3rd. Now trying to track down Carl Burke, who has had a nice recovery as well. Was up as high as 3rd earlier before falling back after getting caught up in a wreck. So he's back up to the 2nd spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, how about a phenomenal job Audenbacher's got going on for him, man? Staying out of trouble, doing really good. He's right there with his team pack. And how about second? Look at the 53, Carl Burke. What a run.
Outstanding run for Carl Burke, but he's in trouble right now because Sean Brightsman is a man on a mission, and he is all over the back of Carl Burke. And Wesley, I've noticed, there's some more.
Always in the wall. Oh, they turn each other. They both make contact. Burke's in the wall. Brightsman's in the wall, and they keep on going. No caution, but Burke's got damage.
And so does Brightsman.
Wow. What a battle for those two trucks fighting for the second spot.
And now Burke has a lot of damage. I was getting ready to say he had some damage on the right rear. Now that is more than a little damage. As now Stephen O'Hare is going to go inside with Dan Lowther for the fourth spot, I believe. But with the amount of damage that Sean Brightsman's got on the front of his truck, I don't foresee him hanging around in second for much longer. He's going to need a caution as the Atlanta Braves truck has retired from the race. Dennis Moore bringing the Braves behind the wall as Stabnow is all by himself right now. 3.7 seconds last time by, and it's going to grow as Brightsman has a lot of damage on a number 46. Yeah, 0.2 of a second there for Jeff Stabnow.
Let's see if we can show a replay of what happened between Audenbacher and Brightsman for that position for second. I knew it didn't bring out the caution, but it should have, but they raced and able to continue along. Here's the replay with Audenbacher, Brightsman, and Burke. And the announcer jinxed again, Greg. We were saying what a great job Carl Burke was doing, that all of a sudden he ate the concrete right here and then spiraled from control, chaos.
It wasn't even the typical announcer's curse where you go a couple laps and then something happens. It was while we were talking about him that happened. That's a double whammy on our part. So sorry, Carl.
Yeah, I whammed him.
Meanwhile, Wesley, Sean Brightsman was actually faster than Stabnow that last time by, but that number 46, he's just a little loose. Dirt track in off of turn number 4. Cody's right at home watching that, aren't you, Cody, in the truck?
In the production truck, Cody's liking that for sure. Trying to get those nacho taco wings. It's Stabnow's the man leading contact. Baines gets into Brightsman. He almost got into the 28 machine of Fletcher. They all save it. That was another wreck waiting to happen to call for the Banana Republic flag, and it doesn't. We still stay green.
Audenbacher gets himself a Darlington stripe for good measure through turn number 4 as Fletcher down to the inside. Great run for William Fletcher. He's had so much bad luck this season in this truck series, and here he is up in the 3rd spot right now. Outstanding run for William Fletcher. So with that said, what do you think, 5 laps before something goes sour and with the announcer's curse?
I don't know. I'm thinking they're going to come to pit road around lap 90, 95 or so is when I think we're going to see pit stops. Stabnow is the man out in front. Honestly, to be honest with you, we're working probably our 2nd longest green flag run of the race since we had a caution. Audenbacher, there he is. He's right there in 4th. Got to give props to Audenbacher to come back after that contact with Burke and with Brightsman and still stay out of trouble and not get caught up in that. And he's right there in the 4th position. I'm happy for him. And Stephen O'Hare having a good run tonight too. It's been an up and down season for that 41 truck.
Yeah, the winner at Texas and has had a few good runs here and there, but has also had some runs that just did not go his way. So you know he's got to be happy. And Wesley, remember what happened to him on Monday night in the Cup Series. He fell out right before qualifying, made it only 3 laps in the main event before he just decided to park it for the day. After missing the start, he didn't make it out on the track till lap 40. So Stephen O'Hare definitely a bounce back, but I'm looking at that 41 truck. A lot of damage on that number 41 truck on the right side. He has caught the wall several times, and he just caught it again. So a lot of damage to that 41. A lot of these guys, let's say, are just hoping for a caution soon because we have got a lot of trucks with some damage out there right now. Trucking along.
Well, I got another nickname possibly for the 24 truck as we see Burke and Walters there. Again, our producers keep showing Taco Bell truck and the Hooters truck. And what do you know? They're right behind each other again. Walters and Grande. The Hooters Taco Bell entry. But I was going to say with Burke now climbing back through the field in 7th. Let's go back to your leader. the 24 of Jeff Stabnow, and I'm wondering if I have a new nickname for him. It's either Psych or Possum. And I think the word possum is better for Jeff Stabnow because he literally played possum with the entire field. He played possum with our broadcast crew. Last night I talked to him personally, and he said, Wesley, man, my truck is horrible. I'm not going to have a good run. I'm going to suck here tonight. He's literally dominated this whole thing. The possum, Jeff Stabnow.
Not the first time he's done that, Wesley, either. Remember the Roval road course race? He was saying that he wasn't sure I was going to do. Led dang near every lap in that race and
sure
went on to win in the Cup Series. Didn't have the same luck in the Truck Series, though. But remember, Wesley, he's also looking for his first win in the Ford F-150, and I believe that would be the first win for the Ford F-150 in this series if he can hold on for another, what, 52 laps, if my math's correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh.
That math played off. You're learning how to add and subtract. We got to teach you arithmetic next. As here comes the Taco Bell Grande entry alongside Burke.
Just don't ask me to do long division. I'll walk out of the tower.
We start multiplying and dividing, I'm out of here. Stabnow, the man out in front. Wrightsman in second spot. Fletcher third. Hey, let's look at the manufacturers of this race. We just mentioned Ford a moment ago, and you got the Ford leading the way of Stabnow. We do not have the logo for the Fords. There is a lot of trucks in this race that were in Fords tonight, for that matter.
Wrightsman with a big slide in the Toyota. That's going to move a Ford up into second. William Fletcher. Sean Brightsman was sideways in turn number 1 and 2 that whole entire way. That Toyota is beat up.
He's in the wall.
He's in the wall again. Boy,
I wonder if he might be cut down a tire. There he goes, spinning off the 4th turn.
He's below the apron, though, no caution.
Well, now he's in the middle of the racing groove. They're still going to say he's in the apron, and they're going to throw. There's no yellow. Wow. Holy smokes. Off of turn 4, Brightsman.
Sean Brightsman's hitting every button on his keyboard right now, trying to figure out which one throws the water bottle out the window.
And no caution. 50 laps to go.
2nd to 13th in 1 lap. That just shows you how beat up that 46 truck is right now.
And just went a lap down to boot, by the way. He gets the free pass.
He's still sliding on the apron at 90 miles an hour right now. That number 46 is going, and he was still breaking loose. I would say that number 46 is used up.
Yeah, he's either used up his tires or he has totally messed up the chassis suspension on that truck for sure. Looks like he's dirt tracking it, literally fighting it around the racetrack. Look at the way he's told. There he goes. No, hold on.
Can he make it back to pit road or?
Those are not donuts of joy right now. We mentioned Taco Bell and Hooters. Those are not donuts of joy for him. Sean Brightsman.
Those are bagels.
And he missed pit road, by the way. Remember, I think Sean was trying to come to the pits, and he overshot his pit stop.
That's going to effectively end the day for the 46 truck right there. If he could have gotten back on and used the fast repair, he may have been able to hang on and get back to the lucky dog. But I think that's going to do him in right there, as he's in trouble going 2 laps.
Look out, he took out a cone. Oh, caution for debris.
I'd say at the orange cone's probably in a lot of pain right now, but that was the blue cone.
Yeah, that's the cone where you got to commit to come back onto the racetrack when you enter the pits. Wrightsman, I think, has had enough, man. Wow. Oh, my goodness. How could a truck that was literally, look out, there's a person there. How could a truck that was literally in the top 2 battling for the lead now be struggling the way he is in the 46, Greg Rentz?
Darlington. Hit the wall several times in the laps leading up to that. 2 laps down and counting right now. Back to 15th position, and I believe the leader, Jeff Stabnow, is coming by now to put him 3 laps down. Boy, that's a good day gone bad right there. We'll see if he has the fast repair in the bank, and he'll try to make his way back up and hope for a couple cautions to get himself back into position here. But it's a long day for that 46 car right there. Meanwhile, Jeff Stabnow, by the way, 7 seconds ahead of William Fletcher right now for 2nd place. But it's a Ford 1-2 right now. How would that be for Ford to get the top two in just their second start of the season in this series.
Yeah, for sure. Sean Breitzman, LSR TV. What in the world happened to your truck, buddy? You're at the top of the mountain and all of a sudden you have fell all the way to the back.
I'm not real sure. The contact with Carl when he hit the wall there, I think really messed up the truck. It became really loose and just out of control, out of nowhere. So.
And I mean, you literally overshot your pit stall like 2 times. I mean, are you going to try to stay out there with the laps down for points, or are you going to call it a night, or what?
Oh, we're going to continue on. I wasn't actually even trying to pit it. That's how bad the truck was handling. It just wouldn't slow down for nothing.
And this apron no caution rule, it's not in your favor because, I mean, the flag would have waved the first time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough part to this track is with iRacing's coating system, it is off the racing surface. And, you know, it's not a big deal. I'm glad I didn't bring it out any of the other times this fun. So we'll just try to salvage what we can out of this LSR TV Toyota Tundra and move on to next week.
All right, Sean, thank you, buddy. Sean Breitzman, ladies and gentlemen, driver the number 46 entry for Team LSR TV. And you can hear the disgust in his voice in this virtual race tonight. And I think I said it perfectly, Greg, from the in-house to the outhouse, the penthouse to the outhouse. What a tough break.
Tough break indeed. Jeff Stab now 7 seconds up on William Fletcher right now in the 28. And but see, they're spread out pretty evenly right now. Let's talk about some of the guys who are running up front right now because we have.
Are we going to do it through the field? Let's take you through the field. Let's take you through the field. Well, first off, the possum, Jeff Stab now. Psych said he was going to struggle, have a bad day here at Darlington. Nixnay on that. He has dominated in the 24 truck, looking to come back to victory lane with under 40 laps to go. William Fletcher with the colors and the wrap job of the great Davey, Allison, Texaco. A wrap job phenomenal in the 28. He's doing good, staying out of trouble in his debut. For me, first calling an LSR TV event with him in the series. John Ottenbacher, he sits in third. Another driver of Team LSR TV that's had his highs and lows, looking good as he gets passed for third now by the Jack Daniels entry of Paulison. And he is a lap truck, and we got a problem with O'Hare's truck. He's in the wall, Greg.
Yeah, he is in the wall.
Oh no, look out. Hard in the wall, but he's at the bottom of the apron. Does he shoot back up the racetrack? No caution.
He made it on the pit road, so he had to take the quick tow. But man, oh man, Stephen O'Hare, he was having a good day as well.
He was in second.
We talked about it a while ago. He was having a lot of damage done to that right side of the truck. So the more and more damage you do to these trucks, the harder and harder they are to drive. And now we're seeing once again another guy who was running up as high as second earlier today in the wall. And he's on pit road. He's going to make it back out again, but looks like his competitiveness as far as day goes is over.
And I don't know if you realize here, Greg, but we have been on such a long green flag run, probably the longest of this event so far here at Darlington, that they have started the lead pack starting to run down lap trucks and putting them a lap down. There are only 9 trucks on the lead lap, 10 trucks with Frank Harris on the lead lap. That's it.
Yeah, the last truck on the lead lap
is now Carl Burke.
Yeah, Carl Burke. Remember, he was up in second on that restart. He restarted this last one in second. He is falling back to 9th right now, last truck on the lead lap. So that just shows you how quick a good day can go bad here at this track. We're inside 40 to go now, Wesley. Stab now leading the way, and he has a 6.9 second lead over William Fletcher. Fletcher is slowly, very slowly nibbling away at that lead on the 24 of Stab now. It's gone from 7.4 about 10 laps ago to now about 6.9 seconds, but he definitely needs a caution to get up to Stab now unless something drastic happens. But Fletcher, great job by him in the 28 tonight.
Let's pick up on our through the field again here as we were showing you the top 3. In 4th position, Corey Walters in truck number 9. The Hooters entry got involved in a caution with Grande earlier, while our producers craving nacho taco wings. He has rallied back in that Hooters entry with the Hooter Owl to the top 5. He's in 4th, looking good to the number 9. Dan Lowther. Disappointment after getting locked out of the broadcast at Darlington for the Cup Series Monday night. He's got a strong run in truck 63, and he currently is in the 5th position. That's your through the field to the top 5. Greg Rentz will take you to the top 10.
Good recovery for the number 18 of Roy Grande. Taco Bell was another one of those guys involved with the wings there as he is up in the 6th position. Great recovery for Roy Grande after having to take the wave around at one point during the day. Great job for him in the number 18 for a bounce back. Haven't talked about the number 26 and 7th at all today, Wesley. Roy Fournier started 16th, has climbed up into the 7th spot. Very quiet night for Roy Fournier. The last truck on the lead lap right now is a couple of trucks have dove down pit road, being the next 2 trucks we're going to talk about. But Roy Fournier, we have not mentioned his name once tonight except for the starting lineup. He is in the 7th position after starting 16th. Great run for him. But Wesley, we're going to have to get back to through the field later as we are green flag pit stops and the leader is on pit road.
The leader in a green flag sequence cycle of pit stops on pit road. Waltz Beard Co. entry pit stall 1 for Possum Stab now. He's there. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel, track bar, tear off on the windshield, and he is happy with the truck, and he is gone, ready for the finish with 33 laps to go.
He pitted well before anyone else did in the top 5. Dan Lowther, I think, is on pit road now. Yes, he is. So he is going to pit from the 6th position. William Fletcher out front now, leading his first laps in quite some time, Wesley, as he is kind of just hanging out right now. This is going to be lap number 3 he's led on the day. Started 3rd, has been running in the top 5 all day. Great run for William Fletcher here tonight in the 28, trying to get up there and really snap that bad luck streak he's been having for quite some time now. And this is the way to do it. Have a good run, lead a couple laps. Looks like he's getting set to come to pit road now, so he's going to pit from the lead, and we'll keep our eyes now. Oh, nope, the 89 and the 9 of Corey Walters both on pit road. So William Fletcher is going to be in the lead for at least the time being, and I believe it'll be Jeff Stab now who cycles back to the lead once this is all said and done, as he is the truck.
He's the only truck on the lead lap here in just a moment, as Stab now will cycle back to the number P1 position. You see how that green flag cycle of pit stops worked, and quickly he went from 1 lap down back to P1 to 24. Could we set ourselves up for a green flag run to the checker here? Everybody is all spread out here, Greg.
Remember, this is right around the time things got hairy in the Cup race on Monday. It was a green flag pit cycle with about 30 laps to go. Where are we at right now? Green flag pit cycle with about 30 laps to go. Fletcher still being scored as the race leader. He was that far ahead of Stab now when he crossed the strike, but Stab now has the lead back now and is going to come around and inherit the lead back once again as he crosses the strike here with 4 fresh Goodyear tires. We'll see how the field sorts out behind him as the cycle, I believe, is just about complete. Stab now move him back to the top of the charts. We will see who's in second. Believe it'll be the 13 of Brian Maines when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I don't know if people remember or not, but on Monday night, we were literally in the final 30 laps. Justin Prince and Greg in the booth. I was on pit road for the LSR TV coverage of the Northwestern iRacing Cup Series, and the server for iRacing on the West Coast crashed, and almost 15 drivers or more got booted from the race, not of their doing. We had a 30-minute red flag period. Quick work by Brightsman and Stab now. Looky here. Maines and Tom Green battling for position. That is to, wow. Maines is a lead lap truck, and you got Green, a lap down truck, fighting to stay in position. This is the second place truck, and here's Fletcher in third. This is your top 3 in traffic trying to move around lap trucks.
Yeah, Ryan Maines, who has really struggled for most of the day today, has found himself back in the second position. He's ducking on the pit road now, Wesley, so he had not yet pitted right in number 13. That's why he was still out there. But Wesley, now we have a little bit of a question for you here. The 28 of Fletcher stayed out about 4 laps more than Jeff Stab now. Is that enough on the tires to really make a difference late in the going here?
I really don't see how it is. I mean, we're literally under 30 laps to go. I mean, there might be a little bit better rubber on Maines' truck than the rest of the pack, but look at who he's going up against. I mean, the class of the field. has been Jeff Stabnow, the possum, all night long. Nobody can catch this guy. He's even battled with his own LSR teammates, and he's took them to the woodshed. And Stabnow has literally fooled me. I thought he said he was going to suck tonight. He has been in the top spot, leading almost every lap. The fast truck, fast pole, fast qualifier, fast in practice. Yeah, what a run for 24. And what a way to turn things around. When was the last time he won a truck race? What was it, Michigan, I think it was?
Yeah, those back-to-back wins, Michigan and Charlotte, I believe.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Those are your first 2 races that you called in the truck series, I believe, Wesley.
I'm glad I have a very good memory. The day my memory goes, I'm in trouble.
Same.
But yes, it was. Actually, it was. Charlotte and Michigan when he went back-to-back, and then he's kind of been on a slump there for a while.
And that goes with 2 wins in the Cup Series as well. The Charlotte Roval and Bristol, the 2 wins on the year for Jeff Stabnow in that market. So he has been trying, and this would be his first win in a Ford if he can make it another, what, we got 25 laps or so remaining?
That's right. 25 to go. Through the field was all combobulated for my colleague Greg because they began a cycle of green flag pit stops, so hair bounces off the wall. But I want to mention them, though. Let's go back through 6th through 10th again, though, if you want to pick it up, because how about Tyler King in 6th, buddy? Talk about it.
Yeah, Tyler King is, we've talked about it so many times here on LSR TV. He has been so impressive in his starts in the Cup Series and Truck Series, but just hasn't had the results, Wesley, that he's been looking for. Something seems to go sour on that number 44 at some point during the race, more often than not. So it's really good to see him running up strong in the 6th position right now, trying to break up into the top 5. Has about 3 seconds to make up on the number 9 of Corey Walters, but good to see Tyler King having a good run like this right now in the number 44. But he's got pressure out the back from another guy who has been looking for some good runs. It's that number 53 of Carl Burke. Was up as high as 2nd at one point. Was in trouble of going a lap down before that green flag pit cycle. But now he's pretty solid right now. A couple trucks between him and the leader, Jeff Stabnow, and trying to get another one with Tyler King. Good run, though.
Last truck on the lead lap, might I add, bud.
Yeah,
last truck on the lead lap.
Because in that lap, Stabnow got both Grande and Harris, and we were talking about it. So suddenly that buffer for Burke is gone, and now he's trying to get around Tyler King to try to keep his truck on the lead lap. First truck a lap down right now is the number 11 of Frank Harris. Another one we haven't really talked about. Brett Wesley started 19th on this race after taking the provisional, has quietly made his way into the top 10, sitting in the 8th spot. Good job for Frank Harris, staying out of trouble in the 11. And here he is, 1 lap down in the 8th position. Roy Grande, we talked about him. The trouble that he had, boy, Sean Brightsman getting really loose in front of these guys off of turn number 2. But Roy Grande, Taco Bell, has had a very up and down day, was up near the top 5 after being caught up in the incident early. Here he sits in the 9th position, trying to track down Frank Harris to get up into the 8th position. And then we talked about Ray Fournier as well before that pit stop cycle began. Another quiet day for him as he's sitting in the 10th position. Good run for Fournier, though. 1 lap down, top 10, and quite a bit of gap back between himself and Stephen Paulson, the next truck 4 position. Actually, it's about half a lap. Man, Paulson's in trouble, Wesley. He may have caught the wall or something because he is slow on the front stretch.
Paulson outside the top 10 in 11th position off the pace. There he is in the 58 truck. He's also 1 lap down. If we were to get a caution here with under 20 laps to go, we're now at 20 laps to go, it would be Frank Harris to get the free pass. That would put now 8 trucks on the lead lap. Right now, only 7 trucks are currently on the lead lap, led by Stabnow, Fletcher, Annenbacher, Walters, Lowther, and Burke and King. Harris, the 11 truck we mentioned, is the truck that would get the free pass and cycle back around to the lead lap cars. 18 to go here now. Next time around, and again, what a performance as we still see Roy Grande in his truck, Sean Brightsman. Brightsman, man, high hopes, and it fell short here about 50 laps ago for his truck win tonight, too, at Darlington.
Yeah, what a shame for Sean Brightsman, Wesley. Such a strong run, up in the 2nd position. Thought he was the one who, if anybody had anything for Jeff Stabnow, it was going to be that number 46, who always seems to be able to test Stabnow when he's in this position. Unfortunately, not to be tonight, as something has just gone sour on that number 46 truck, and we will see what happens with him through the course of the day. First truck 2 laps down right now, as he's trying to get himself back into at least position to try to get a lucky dog, but it's going to be very hard pressed. He's going to need several yellows to be able to make that happen, as now Roy Grande is a lap down. Stab now has gotten around him and is trying to put Tyler King a lap down. He will, as he gets around Paulson as well. Stephen Paulson is slow, Wesley, so something has definitely gone wrong with the 58 truck, as he may have a lot of damage and is just trying to crinkle it around the rest of the way. And this is going to put Sean Breitzman not up any more positions, but that's going to make him a little bit better now, as Paulson's going to be 2 laps down. Breitzman could be the first truck 2 laps down again before too long, but up front, it's still all Jeff Stapp now. 16 seconds over William Fletcher right now.
Coming up on 16 laps to go. Ironically, segue for that as we are closing in on the Clan War Servers post-race wrap-up in the Darlington 200 for the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series, presented by Waltz Beard Co. on LSR TV, your home of sim racing. I am Wesley Outland, Greg Rentz, and Cody Wooten on production for this broadcast here tonight from Darlington, virtual Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Stab now, the Possum has totally dominated this thing. Fletcher, truck 28, has been great in second, doing everything he needs to do. And we are riding on board with the leader, Jeff Stab now. Clean air, no lap trucks inside as he picks them off one by one, picking them up, putting them down around the egg-shaped track here at Darlington.
He's over half a second ahead of Fletcher, Wesley. This has been such a dominant performance from Jeff Stab now. And right now, you know exactly what he's thinking. He's thinking, let this go green the rest of the way, please.
Trying to close in on Carl Burke. There's Burke in front of him, the 6th place driver. That's who he's trying to close in on, as Stab now has just got an absolutely perfect precision virtual truck Ford. And there's Burke, and that interval closing in more and more down the front straightaway with now under 12 laps to go.
A couple more drivers have dropped out of the race. Stephen O'Hare and Ryan Maines have both parked it behind the wall and loaded up on the hauler and began to drive back to the shop. So a couple tough breaks for those guys, especially O'Hare, because he was so strong in the middle stages of this race, up in the 2nd position at one point. And unfortunately, he is going to be behind the wall in the 15th position at the end of the day.
Great pages of racing history virtual are going to be written here for iRacing again on LSR TV, as Burke goes a lap down by Stab now. Move now 5 trucks on the lead lap, and they're coming to 11 to go at the line. The man everyone running down is Stab now. Will we see a late race caution? Will the invisible man throw a cone at the leader and calls the yellow flag to come out? Or will we see this thing go to the finish? Stab now has been a precision dominant machine all day long, after playing possum, telling everybody, even myself, Wesley, I'm going to struggle at this place. He has proven me wrong.
Wesley, he is putting Dan Lowther a lap down right now. Dan Lowther in 5th.
This is for 5th. That's 4 truck. Exactly. Look out, Hooters. You're next.
Unbelievable effort from Jeff Stab now tonight. And yeah, Corey Walters about a straightaway ahead of him right now, trying to get away and just hoping he can hang on for about 10 more laps, because Jeff Stab now is coming.
So under 10 laps to go. If a caution was to come out, a late race caution, it would give now Lowther the free pass to advance back on the lead lap. And we're watching everybody fight and claw off the corner, off a 2 to the back straightaway. What used to be the old front stretch here at Darlington. Treacher's turn 4 is now turn 2. I always remember that quote in the movie Days of Thunder, when they always say, and they're headed into Treacher's turn 4. When Cole Trickle and Rowdy Burns was in that first big win in the movie for the 1990 movie Days of Thunder, was Cole Trickle's win was at Darlington. as they exit off of turn 4 to the line. 7 laps to go here at the stripe. Anybody got anything for Stab now, or is it an open book shut case here tonight?
The only way this isn't over is if there's a caution. If this thing stays green, this is all Stab now. What an effort, though, from William Fletcher in the 28. We have talked about that quite a few times. Up in the second position, running the Davey Allison throwback right now, and what an incredible performance by Fletcher tonight in the 28. This is how you snap that bad luck streak, Wesley.
The Possum, Jeff Stab now, still leading the way as it comes across the stripe. Mind games on the entire pack, and he has literally dominated here at Darlington. Looking for now what would be his 3rd win on the Truck Series this year for the Waltz Beard Co. Ford F-150. Now he is in a Ford F-150. As they'll come to the line, it will be 7, now making 6 laps to go when he comes to the stripe this time by. Time is running out. The hourglass is running short. Somebody has got to make a move here if they're going to run him down.
16 seconds the gap right now, Wesley. I don't think that's happening unless there's a caution, because Jeff Stab now on a tear right now. And he's just cruising, and the Possum definitely earned his nickname tonight.
The Possum. It was either going to be Psych or the Possum. I think the Possum will fit better. But how about this man? Can't take anything away from William Fletcher in truck number 28. The shades of the rap of the great member of the Alabama gang. He got some net code there for a moment of Fletcher, William Fletcher. And by the way, speaking of Hueytown and the Alabama gang, it was announced yesterday, how about this, or 2 days ago, Greg, that the last member from Hueytown, Alabama, the great Red Farmer, good friend, 87 years old, over 7 decades racing, that's 70 plus years, inducted in the NASCAR Hall of Fame next year.
Well deserved, very well deserved.
Congrats to my friend Red Farmer. Fletcher in the 2nd spot. He's another one of those drivers that has been in the Hall of Fame for the late Davey Allison. He had that wrap job in the 28. Ottenbacher in 3rd, man. What a good job for John Ottenbacher in truck 89, the green truck, at 4 laps to go here, closing in on the finish at Darlington. I never would have thought we'd have a long green flag run to the finish, guys. I never would have thought it would happen, Greg.
No, it's up to 18 seconds just about, Wesley, the gap between Stabnow and Fletcher. I mean, who would have thought, the way this race was going at the start, that we would have seen this long of a green flag run to close it out? But, I mean, honestly, we had a pretty good green flag run to start the race as well, and then only a couple cautions here and there. I think we only had, what, 4 cautions on the night?
That's right, 4 caution flags. And you see Fletcher 18 seconds back, Ottenbacher 23 seconds back, Corey Walters 27 seconds back, Carl Burke is 1 lap down. And they come to the line this time by. Down the back straightaway, 2 laps to go. We're about to put this one to bed here. The Possum is about to dominate Darlington. Boy, he has tamed it tonight.
Yeah, you want to dance with the lady in black. That's how you do it. How about to the tune of 18.3 seconds at the white flag? So an incredible effort by Jeff Stabnow tonight. He definitely has the lady in black on here on his good side right now as he comes off turn 2.
The man from Montana, down the back straightaway. Meet me in Montana, Possum. Jeff Stabnow exiting off of turn number 4. A dominating performance. He tames the lady in black. Too tough to tame Darlington, and wins in fine fashion tonight. Fletcher, here he comes. Not yet. Not yet. You see Stabnow. Fletcher hasn't even crossed the line yet to take the checkered flag. There he goes. 2nd to Fletcher. 3rd.
20 seconds the gap at the end. He made 20 seconds at the last lap.
3rd to Ottenbacher. 4th to Walters. The last truck that was on the lead lap. An exciting one here at Darlington. When it's all said and done, the Waltz Beard Co-entry, LSR TV number 24, dominates at Darlington. The
Four
Possum,
trucks.
he is. The
Four trucks
Possum.
on the lead lap at the end. Unbelievable effort from Jeff Stabnow, and he is burning it down here on the front stretch. Smokes Possum
Wow.
tonight, boys and girls.
Thought we're about to have the smash to pass here and see the crash fest here. I think 46 of Sean Brightsman's after him. We'll see what happens here.
I think Stabnow just blew his motor.
Oh no.
He's a sitting duck now. Unless he's playing Possum again.
Nobody's gonna crash him. It doesn't look like. Only they have their special crash and demolition derby on the front straightaway.
Here comes Brightsman.
Uh-oh, look out.
And coming in a hurry.
Look out, Jeff.
Oh, Brightsman.
Dan Lowther decided to put in some fun times in there as well. That's hey, nobody's mad. That's just their way of celebrating. They race and then they, what do you call it? Smash to pass, demolition derby?
That's demo derby. We just used to pass on Sunday and Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta get these guys in that league. I think they.
You got to get me in the broadcast before that. I know you told me about that a few weeks ago, and I couldn't do it. But let's look at the unofficial results of tonight's event for the LSR TV coverage of the Waltz Co. Northwestern iRacing Truck Series event here tonight. Oh wow! Stabnow, the winner, 20.003 seconds at the line, the interval at the stripe over William Fletcher. Ottenbacher third, and as we look at the rest of the rundown, I see Walters, Burke, good runs for them. Walters, 4 trucks on the lead lap. Everyone else a lap down or more. I think that late race, money stop, as we call for racing and pit stops for broadcasters, when it happened, it mired everybody in the back, and it put this race to bed.
Yeah, unbelievable job by Stabnow, finishing out the top 10. Fournier, Grande, Harris, Sean Brightsman in 11th, 2 laps down after being up in the 2nd spot. You got Tom Green, Stephen Paulson, the final truck running. 13 trucks were running at the end of this one, Wesley, with Ryan Main, Stephen O'Hare, Scott Hutchinson, Dennis Moore, Kevin Smith, Dan Stussy, and Chris White rounding out your field.
When it's all said and done, a great race for Jeff Stabnow. Coming up after a quick timeout will be the Clan Wars servers post-race wrap-up. We'll talk to our top 3. We'll get the thoughts of this race at Darlington, and we'll get you ready for Dover next Thursday night. The Cup Series will be at Dover on Monday. All part of Live Sim Racing's coverage. Your home of sim racing, LSR TV, will be back after a good show at Darlington, won by the Possum of Jeff Stabnow. Welcome back to LSR TV coverage of the Darlington 200. The round in the books for Darlington Raceway. 200 laps, 200 miles, 140 laps in this event for the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series presented by Waltz Beard Co. But it's all said and done. A 22nd performance by the Possum, Jeff Stabnow. Again, we're getting ready for the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. Clan Wars Servers is the official communications server provider of live sim racing. For TeamSpeak as well as our broadcast coverage. Third place driver is going to be the driver of Jeff Ottenbacher. Jeff, this has got to be like a win for you, bud. Man, you're getting better. You're getting stronger. John Ottenbacher, a great run here tonight, man. You get third.
Yeah, it was a great run. Really focused on racing the track and not trying to race other people. That's the biggest competitor out here is this track. I didn't have very high expectations when I started this race. I figured I'd be going to bed early, but things worked out and had a good truck and kept it fairly clean, and here I am.
John, you just mentioned that you thought there was a possibility you could be going to bed early, and there were a couple of moments that we thought that as well, because you had a couple hair-raising moments there with you. So tell us about how you are able to shake that off when you have those moments where you are down on the apron trying to save the truck. How are you able to shake that off and get back into the rhythm?
Well, I think it was lots of practice, just within the practices, you get so loose in this truck that we had a lot of practice at doing it. So it just helps calm the nerves when you have a lot of practice at doing it.
I was going to say practice. Did practice take an advantage last night for you? Because I know you were practicing.
Oh, yeah. It helps for sure.
Well, good job there. Third place for John Ottenbacher, the driver, again, for Team LSR. What a good job for him. And we're going to talk down to the runner-up of the event. Man, Fletcher, this is like you said this is like a win for you, man. This is a special moment. That number 28 wrap truck looked really, really good, stayed out of trouble, 20 seconds back at the checkered flag, but it's like a win, you said. Second place tonight at Darlington.
Oh yeah, I'm still catching my breath. I tried everything I could to get it to go forward, but traffic and just a little bit of luck. But it was racing, and everybody ran me clean, and I have no problems with tonight. I'm happy. I mean, my truck, the setup, Carl and I and Dan, we worked on it quite a bit, and I was happy. I mean, every adjustment I made on the pit stops, thank God for the pit stops, made an improvement. And then I hit on something second to the last. And she was flying. I don't know whether if it was from someone that bent the rear spoiler or whatever. I could put her anywhere I wanted, and she was flying.
William, we were talking about it on the broadcast a couple of times, the awesome paint scheme that you were running, the Davey Allison tribute, and it just matched up with the Ford. And how excited are you to finally be able to drive the Ford and be able to run a true Davey Allison throwback?
A few of you already know that my mom's in the hospice right now. So she's got, if hours, if not days. So this is very special for me. She can't watch it. I don't even know if she's still around for it, but she's with me in heart. And the 28 goes back with me a lot farther than Davey. But when Davey took over the 28 car, it just made it that more, just more sweeter. I'm attached to the 28 car for sure. Davey, I met him a couple times. Yeah, it's an awesome night for me, to be honest with you.
William, your entire family and yourself is in our thoughts and prayers with your family, buddy, for sure.
Thank you. And I want to give a shout out to Jeff and his crew, and then Mark Waltz and his sponsorship with his Beard Balm, Waltz Beard Balm, if I remember that correctly, and Carl and his patience, and we have patience for each other. A few of us know what I'm talking about with that one, but that's all good. And we have fun, and that's what counts. And I have fun with this group that I race with every night. So most of the time, 4 times a night or week, excuse me. Anyway, I'm excited, and Jeff did an awesome job. I couldn't catch him. I tried, and that's all I can do. I did my best.
A good run for the driver, William Fletcher. He'll settle for the second position in truck number 28, paying tribute to his mother, or honoring his mother again with the family situation. And before we go to victory lane, Greg, I want to just emphasize on that. I know it's not real racing. I know it's esports, it's sim racing, but so many people take this stuff to heart. That's why we put our heart and soul in what we do with these LSR TV broadcasts, and the racers when they compete, they love it, just like we hear Fletcher.
Yeah, absolutely. The NASCAR Pro Invitational Series, they used to say the racing is simulated, the competition is real, and that is very, very much the case on this. And this is why we love bringing it to you guys here on LSR TV every week, twice a week with the Northwest Racing Series.
For sure. And in closing, to the Fletcher family, you are all in our thoughts and prayers, definitely, as well as to our friend William here. Winner, Jeff Stabnow, 24 truck, the Possum. You told me yesterday you were going to be horrible here. What changed?
The green flag dropped, I guess. First thing, man, I just want to let Bill know my thoughts and prayers go out to him, man. It's just something nobody wants to deal with. Bill's a great guy, been with us since the beginning. So congratulations to Bill on his good night. Thoughts and prayers go out to him. As far as what happened, you saw me in practice. I was on the wall every 2 or 3 laps. I couldn't complete more than about 4 laps, and I told you I needed to have one of those nights where it all clicked as soon as the green flag dropped, and that's exactly what happened.
Jeff, you mentioned that the green flag dropped and all of a sudden things clicked. But, man, we were watching you, and everyone else was getting a Darlington stripe. I don't remember seeing you even touch the wall at all tonight. So
not till Brightsman crashed him.
Yeah, how did you manage to keep it so clean all night?
Well, I think that's the advantage of having I was getting out there pretty far and able to really take it easy. I don't think, other than the first 3 or 4 laps of a run, I don't think I ever went over about 90% in that truck. I was off the throttle early and in it late and able to just really roll those corners, and guys would catch up a little bit, so I'd run a couple harder laps, but the truck was pretty good. I think that was what allowed me to pretty much stay off the wall. I got into it a couple times, but it was getting that big lead that allowed me to just take it easy.
Well, again, a phenomenal performance for you. I'm a nickname dropper. You know that. Do you like the nickname the Possum? Because, you played Possum on the whole field, brother.
I got no idea. I'll have to go back and watch the race. But I'll take whatever it is you give me. How's that?
And how about the psych job that you did to everybody coming to pit road? That was pretty darn cool.
I told Sean I was going to get on here after the interview and tell everybody that I psyched him out. Truth be told, I don't think I psyched Sean out. I think Sean meant to pit, but he wouldn't admit to it if he did, so I'll give it to him. But it was pretty fun. It was a fun night.
It's off to Dover, and this successful night has to be a good way to turn things around after the crazy chaos we had at Darlington on Monday.
Yeah, I had a really rough race on Monday, so this is a good way to kind of end the week at Darlington. I enjoy this track. It's so fun. It's so hard. And in order to be fast here, you've really got to push the limit. You've got to get it up next to the wall. You can't be scared. And it's just one of those, it's just such a rewarding track when it goes right for you. So I was real disappointed with my Monday night performance. And it just feels real good to kind of make up for that tonight.
That is Jeff Stabnow, the winner, 3rd win this year in the Northwestern iRacing Truck Series presented by Walt's Beard Co. for Team LSR TV. A great performance. The Possum dominates here. He tames Darlington. And that has been a wrap-up on the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. Again, Clan Wars Servers. Say that 3 times fast. Clan Wars Servers is the official telecommunications broadcaster of LSR TV and Live Sim Racing for broadcasts and for TeamSpeak. Again, thank you again to Clan Wars Servers. All right, we're going to wrap it up and leave here at Virtual Darlington. And next Thursday night, it is off to face Miles the Munster at Dover. It should be a good show. Greg Rentz, though, your thoughts of Darlington tonight?
What a wild night from the Invisible Man hanging out in turn number 4. As soon as we saw that, we knew it was going to be a wild night, and it was wild from then on. And Jeff Stabnow just put on a clinic today. Unbelievable performance.
An awesome performance for sure. You know, the track here nickname is Too Tough to Tame. Well, the Possum, Jeff Stabnow, done just that. Have a great Father's Day. God bless you all. Keep on praying for America. For producer and director and owner, LSR TV's Cody Wooten. For Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you so much for joining us for coverage of the Northwest Racing iRacing Truck Series. We'll be at Dover next Thursday night. Man, have a great, great weekend. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you all.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.